Point being is, he took, we don't recommend people travel and gather in large groups during this pandemic, and use that to send a tweet to say the left wants to cancel Christmas, to make sure that all of these rabid, right, angry, we know people are angry in this country. Stop fucking pretending like Wednesday was a shock. Not after you know that you have participated in feeding people this foundational narrative of good versus evil and how evil the left is. And you tell people that the left wants to cancel Christmas. What the fuck, man? So Jim Jordan sends tweets like that. No clarity. There's no clarity here. This isn't about this particular governor passed a rule or a law, and I'm sending a tweet to express why I disagree. This isn't about a tweet that Fauci and some medical experts are recommending people don't. I totally disagree with that, right? I think people should be able to go ahead and have their Christmas like they always would. Roll the dice, whatever. Pandemic is what it is, right? I had COVID, by the way, guys. It's a fucking bitch. I made through and all that kind of stuff, but it's real. I mean, that's look, we can get into the whole thing about, the death rate at this point, different things like that, but I can tell you this, it's definitely fucking real. It's real. I'm having like lingering effects, man, weird dreams and back pains and stuff. It's, so anyways, the point being is the tweet, right, could have just simply been that this is what some people are recommending. I disagree. I would encourage Americans to ignore that advice. Go have your Christmas. Instead, his tweet reads as anybody on the left supports canceling Christmas. Or now, anybody on the left supports you not being able to go to work, you not being able to go to church, your kids not being able to go to school, and also now they also want, to take away your free speech. Simple, direct, keep it simple, stupid, feed the narrative. No need for clarity. No understanding of how unfair that is to just simply group people together and make a statement like that. But right now, all Trump supporters want to make sure that the country understands that it's not fair. It's not fair to say Trump supporters want to blow up the Capitol building. Trump supporters want to destroy and take over this country and destroy the government. Trump supporters want to kill police officers. Trump supporters are violent mobs, angry rioters. They want to make sure that we understand that that's not fair. That's not fair. Because, again, Mike Jones out there is Mike Jones. Yes, he does support Donald Trump and he voted for Donald Trump. But beyond that, we don't know what his opinion is, how he views what happened at the Capitol. We don't know how much he supports Donald Trump, where he supports Donald, what on the right he does support and what he does and all that kind of, we don't know anything about this guy. But we're going to have no problem saying to you, going with the narrative that Mike Jones, because he's in a MAGA hat right now, hates America, is violent, is angry, supports bombing people, is a racist, right? Supports killing police officers, all of that. It's not fair, guys. It's absolutely not. But I hope what this does, why I wanted to make this video, why I wanted to highlight this fucking tweet from this idiot, is because, unfortunately, guys, it doesn't appear that Wednesday is changing anything. If anything, it's just a mad rush right back to the narrative, right back to benefiting and playing for votes or fans or whatever this guy's after by feeding into the foundational narrative, good versus evil. We're in a battle for the soul of this country. And it's not a bunch of individual people out there who have their own opinions, who see things the way they see things, regardless of what political party they, affiliate with or which side, right, they lean. They're the left. And we cast them the way that we choose to cast them. And I don't have to take any responsibility, even as a fucking U.S. Senator, to make sure that I don't participate in stuff like that. That I take the fucking time, because he has it. We're talking probably 2 sentences he's got to add to a tweet to change that tweet from a narrative pushing tweet, which casts the other side, anybody who's not on our side, as these evil people who want to not allow you to go to church and want to cancel Christmas, into a clarified tweet in which he says, this person made a statement and I don't agree with it. This person has made a recommendation. I don't agree with it. And I don't think you should. Right? This person did something and I'm angry about it. So I'm tweeting that I'm angry at what this person did, or even this group of people. But get clear. It's what you guys want right now. And it makes sense. Because I would hate to think that if I was a Trump supporter and I'm wearing a MAGA hat right now, that people are going, well, there's the cop killer, right? There's the bomber. There's the racist who, hung a noose outside of the Capitol. Well, why? Because you're in a MAGA hat. That's right. I mean, we're the left. So anything that Jim Jordan doesn't like about the left or whatever the case may be, he doesn't have to be clear. He doesn't have to make sure that he doesn't feed into this narrative. He just fucking cast us as the evil empire and the enemy of the people, and tells his people how much we hate the country every single day. But now we have to make sure that we understand how unfair it is that we call you a cop killer because you're in a MAGA hat. It's not going to stop, guys, unless we all decide and realize and get above the noise and start calling it out. And I'm not saying anybody who's on the left, call out Jim Jordan. I'm saying if you're on the right, call it out. When he sends a tweet like that again, call him out. How about this? What if he gets flooded with replies to that tweet? Jim, who are you talking about specifically? What if he has to actually answer? Well, I mean, I'm not really talking about anybody specifically. I'm just feeding narrative. I'm just working in the narrative machine, using it to my benefit. Understanding that so many people in this country believe in this stupid fucking narrative. That there's this battle for the soul of the country and there's, the good side and the bad side and all this kind of shit. They're not going to admit it, and they're not going to stop unless we do decide, guys, again, together, to start calling it out. I'll make that commitment. I'm making it right now. It's not right for anybody right now to group Trump supporters and to, again, look at it like every single Trump supporter, anybody in a MAGA hat right now, is a cop killer, supported what happened as far as the violence, right? Brought bombs to DC and all that kind of stuff. No, it's not true. So we shouldn't be doing it. Because I want Mike Jones to be able to be Mike Jones. I want Mike Jones to be able to make sure that he's not grouped in with the people that committed that violence, killed that police officer. It's the right thing to do. But people on the left deserve the same. We all deserve it. We all deserve to be who we are and not be grouped. So start calling out idiots like Jim Jordan And I'll do my best to call out anybody I see doing it on the left as well. But don't sit there and play too much of a victim if you're not calling out Jim Jordan. And especially don't fucking play too much of a victim if you know that you've been doing it and you've decided I'm going to keep on doing it. If you're busy sending tweets that are feeding right back into the narrative machine, and your tweets are starting off with the left, the Dems, the libs, then you're part of the problem. What's wrong right now with this country is that you, whether you know it or not, are literally responsible for why right now as a Trump supporter, you got a lot of people in this country that are looking at you no different than we look at cop killers. Why? Because you have a red MAGA hat on. It's not fair. It's not right. You are who you are. So let's start respecting each other, guys. Let's stop getting our jollies and joy, right, off of, oh, what a zinger that, he's saying about the other side, right? Oh, yeah, Jim Jordan really stuck it to the libs with that tweet. You cheer morons like this on. You view them as patriotic heroes in this country. When really, guys, in reality, these are the enemies of this country. This is the enemy of the people. This is a man who is literally feeding into a narrative designed to make us view each other as enemies, to take away our right to be an individual, to make sure that none of us in this country are viewed as an individual, that we are one or the other. We're either the right or we're the left. And that's as simple as it gets. It's got to stop. It's got to stop.